What's up, everybody?
Cars
It's
edition.
Big Hurt. If you watched my previous episode, you know that I buy and sell cars, broker cars, and deal with a lot of old schools, classics, and stuff like that. Well, today we have a 1968 drop Cutlass. I got this from the homie to help him flip it, and basically, you see he took an old car and made it all resto mod, custom interior. It's got a custom paint job on it, power top. He has some motor work done on it. You know, when you're looking for an old school, you can go one of two ways. You can go all original or you can go custom. And he decided to go custom with this car because he wanted something that was a daily driver. A lot of the older cars are carbureted, so depending on how the weather is, you know, you might have some issues starting the car in the morning, and you know, if it's a higher altitude, the car might not run as smooth as it should. So when you have a fuel injected car, it makes a big difference with performance and everyday use. So this car, you can pretty much get in it and go. It's an everyday driver. It's something that you can take and cruise on a Sunday to the local car show, or you can, you know, take this thing and head downtown or across the country if you want to. You know, he has 28 Dayton's on here. He's from the Bay, you know, Northern California area, so you know he's representing with the Dayton wires, with the mustard and mayonnaise. Got the 442 decals on here. He pretty much got the car. He went from doing the body work, the paint, the interior. There's a couple little things I'm gonna do to the car before I sell it for him, and I'm gonna clean up a few little things as far as detail with the interior, and go through and make sure the brakes are straight, the suspension straight, all the gauges work. You know, whenever you're selling an old car, you want to make sure all the little things are functioning so that the buyer doesn't have any issues with the car. Those are the major things: the gas gauge, the speedometer, you know, the temperature gauge. You don't want the car to overheat. These are things that you want to pay attention to. As far as motor-wise, you want to make sure, you know, the car is not leaking any oil, it's not making any weird knocking sounds in the motor. You know, you want to make sure the engine, you know, when you turn it over, it's not smoking. These are some of the obvious. You know, another thing you want to do is get in the car, put it in neutral once it's started, step on the gas, make sure the tranny sounds like it's not, there's no slippage in the tranny, it's not making any weird sounds when you rev the motor. These are some of the little things you can do, and then get underneath the car, check around the transmission and the engine, make sure there's no leaks or, you know, funny looking fluids down there. Other than that, you want to go through and you know, check and make sure there's not any rust around the body, because a lot of times you can cover up rust with paint. So you kind of, depending on the level of car you're buying, you want to go and maybe there's even something you can get that can check to see if there's a lot of Bondo. You put it on the car and you can kind of determine it. It'll tell you whether or not the car's had a lot of Bondo applied to it. But you want to go and check underneath, make sure there's no obvious frame damage. You know, the wheel wells, there's no rust around the wheel wells. A lot of these older cars, you want to check around the window seals because water tends to leak in there. So you want to make sure that that's not rusted out, because that rust damage could put your restoration bill through the roof. You know, anytime you got to do a lot of metal work with rust repair, it can get costly. But in this car, he decided to go with a custom interior. He's got like GTO seats in here, GTO shifter. He's got the dash wrapped. He did a custom center console, custom back seats like what you would get in a newer car. So you know, he did it quite a bit as far as interior is concerned. Like I said, there's still a couple little things, I mean, to make it like, you know, a 10. But for the most part, for what we're going to be asking for this car, it's pretty much done. You know, when you're buying an old car, a lot of times you got to go through and do a lot of little things to the car to get it to run right. And you know, when you're looking at paying anywhere from, if you're paying roughly anywhere from 30 to 40,000, you're looking at a car roughly in this category, you know, that has modern attributes to it, that makes it, you know, drivable on a daily basis. But as you step up and get past that, you know, $40,000 price range, you start talking, you know, $60,000, $70,000, $80,000, and you're talking about, you know, a $10,000 paint. You're talking about tubular control arms, sway bars front and back, coilovers, you know, AC. You're talking about, you know, maybe some performance mods as far as motor wise. You're talking about a lot of other things that makes the car valued at, you know, $60,000, $70,000, $80,000, because you can easily take a car like this, dump another 20 grand, and now you got a runner, you know, as far as, you know, a few performance mods, and then you could dump another 20 grand and supercharge a car or turbo the car, and now you got a $100,000 old school. I'm gonna pop the hood so you can see what kind of motor we got up in here. Now for a motor, the homie decided to go with a LQ9, and he's got this thing with a, you know, with manual throttle body. He's got the custom trans to match the motor, so you get better, you know, better fuel consumption. It's fuel injected, so you just get in and go. He's got power brakes in here, front disc, rear drum. These motor conversions are very popular. A lot of people do LQ9s or LS1s, and so this is like one of the conversions of choice if you want to go with modern performance with reasonable price. Something like this will run you maybe 15 grand, because you're changing out the wiring harness, the motor, the trans. Sometimes you're looking at the drive, sometimes drive shaft, sometimes rear end. But for the most part, you're looking at you know, anything between that price range, 15 to 20, depending on how far you go with the conversion. But this is something that we can do. You can always hit me up and holler at me about the car thing, and you know, we can put something together for you. But yeah, the homie, we had this done through one of our connections, and this is a pretty nice setup. You know, this is basic. The maintenance is easy. The parts is you know, cheap. You know, you can pretty much find these parts at Pep Boys or O'Reilly or AutoZone, so you don't have to worry about, you know, trying to find a lot of the older parts for the car. The chrome is all original. It's got a few moldings that I'm gonna go through and add to the car to kind of like match everything else. But you know, we got the power top in this joint. You've got the dual flow masters on here. The car is, like I said, it's a clean ride, man. It's something you can get in and enjoy. Well, I had to jump it because the car's been sitting earlier. So I'll jump it again here in a minute so I can, you know, let the car charge, the battery charge a little bit more. Another thing is when you have these old schools like this, and they sit, this car has been sitting for a couple weeks, I haven't really been starting the car, sometimes you can have a slow battery drain, and that slow battery drain, you know, requires you to put the car on a tender or charge the battery every now and then. So if you have the car on a tender, then the battery stays charged. Otherwise, you're gonna have to jump the car every now and then just to make sure that the battery stays fresh. I might be able to go ahead and jump it for you guys real quick so you can hear it start up again. These are always good to have. These are portable chargers that you don't have to worry about finding somebody to help you jump. You can just apply this charger that it charges right up to your computer, and you know, that should usually do the trick. Simple. If you don't have one of these chargers, I would suggest you go get one and keep it in your car. They come in handy so you don't get sprained or have to worry about somebody giving you a jump. how we do it on Fresh Out, flipping cars, old school. We're gonna try to feature a car for you at least a couple of times a month, give you an idea on how to go about flipping cars, what to look for, give you a little insight on old schools. And this is my passion, man. This is what I dreamed about when I was inside, as far as getting into the car game and driving something that was classic but modern. This is a good example right here. Big shout out to the homie Big Mo, Sacktown, North Highlands, representing. You know, I gotta give him props on his car.
Officially, I only got one real spanking my entire life. My mom did the best a 14-year-old could do, raising me with love and instilling values that will last a lifetime. I was a straight-A student and lived to make her happy. So how did I go astray? A horrible stepdad that stole my self-worth and invoked fear turned me into a person that I struggled to overcome. From skateboarding to selling drugs, gang banging in juvenile hall, I got caught the same way many young promising men get caught up. I struggled to find my identity, getting mixed up in shootouts, crime, and the adult entertainment industry. This roller coaster continued as I juggled college, hustling, and Hollywood, eventually catching a federal bank robbery case. I found redemption in prison while serving a 120-month federal sentence and came out a man on a mission. I became a social media influencer with over 500 million views on YouTube and a life coach mentoring people all over the world. This is my journey against all odds.
Go to BigHerc916.com and purchase you a bar of soap, one of the books I've written, a hat, a beanie, a t-shirt, tank top, or some detail spray for your car.